Hello and welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is a reading for Gemini. If Gemini is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Gemini, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. There's a 5 of Wands. Very strong, assertive fire energy. That's a good start, but let's see where this is being directed, okay? Let's see where we're going with this. Okay, some nice balance here coming out already. Also, if there's anything you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right, finishing up here. Path of the Serpent. These are very nice cards too. I think we've got a lot going on right now. I think that this is a very large force in your life. Okay, now we're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Waite-Smith deck for this. And this is the card that we set aside. We're not going to look at it until the very end of the reading. And hopefully it will, tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need. We'll put our frog friend right there on top of it. So let's look around here and see what we've got. We've got major arcana. We've got, fire. Down the middle pillar, the central pillar here, the vertical axis of the path of the dove is all fire. That's interesting. And then we've got some air and some air kind of going horizontally from this Emperor major arcana energy. And then on the path of the serpent, we have major arcana. We've got earth and water. So that's interesting. It's a pretty balanced spread today, right? And I think this is talking about a very specific alignment of things for you. The first thing that we have, of course, is this 5 of Wands. I think you're someone who's a bit competitive right now. I think you may be feeling that you have to either prove yourself, or maybe there's competition at work, maybe at home, maybe in your relationship. Wherever this is taking place, I think that you've got this will, this urge to fight, to prove yourself, to win, to do battle, to compete with someone for something. Now, that being said, it could be with this 3, we've got this 3 of Swords, and that's always kind of a wild card. It's always kind of a wrench into a nice, smooth system that we have, right? So I wonder if the 3 of Swords is talking about some past issue, someone that wronged you in the past, and you're still pretty upset about it, right? Because with these 2 together, it's like something has happened in the past. It's gone, it's done, right? It's back there, but we're still really angry over it. It's almost like we feel this nagging, gnawing kind of sensation, like maybe right in our belly. Maybe you have some digestive issues right now over it. Maybe it's that kind of burning in your midsection. Maybe an acid reflux. Maybe a kind of ulcer pain. I'm getting some digestive kind of midsection pain right here in the center, and it could be related to this kind of gnawing sensation, right? That you weren't able to react in the moment the way you wish you would have, right? What I mean is, when at the time that this was happening, you had a completely different reaction, and now you have this 5 of Wands. Now you have this anger kind of after the fact, right? And so I wonder if this is more a kind of anger with ourselves than it is, wanting to confront this person, or wanting to fight or compete, or, wanting to have it out with that person who maybe was a bit of a tyrant right? This Emperor in the recent past, it could be a work thing. It could be a personal, private thing. I kind of get a work vibe here, though, you know? And when I say work, I don't necessarily mean what you do for money or what your employment is or what your career is. What I mean is the toil that you do, the work that you're involved with every day, okay? Wherever you go to do work. It could be a charity, a community organization. It could be just a friends group or something. It could be a religious organization. I don't know. So I just say work, and that is meant to include all of those possibilities, okay? Because I feel like it is a work thing, and I feel like someone there has this Emperor energy, or had. And it may be that there was some kind of an incident with them, not so much a confrontation, but they maybe crossed the line with you, they stepped over a boundary, they acted in a way that was a little bit, maybe too manipulative, too aggressive, too bossy, right? They just have too much of this kind of power trip energy. And I think in the moment, you may not have really... Well, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say you didn't react in the right way, but I think we've got the other major arcana, right? And this is kind of a stark contrast between the Emperor. We've got the Emperor and we've got the or the adjustment or justice or the balance card. Okay. So while this person was acting in a way that was just really uncalled for, inappropriate, maybe very bossy, maybe a little aggressive, just really not very pleasant, right? And it could be a manager or a supervisor or a senior employee or something that just has a little bit too much authority, right? Or they think they do. But I see that what you did was remain calm, centered, balanced. You held your sword. You didn't lash out with it, right? You didn't strike back at them. You maintained your composure, right? So I think you did react in the correct way. You react in a very measured, calm, controlled way. Very balanced, very centered, right? Very calm. But I think now, I think now you're kind of regretting all of the composure, right? I think as you go home or as you kind of ruminate, you mull this situation over and you re-experience it in your mind with the Three of Swords, you start to feel a little Five of Wands, right? The more you think about it, the more pissed off you get. And that's natural. I think that, and this is why maybe it's better to just let things go and not dwell on them, not keep reliving those experiences, because then we start to think, I should have acted in a different way. I could have handled it better. I could have stood up for myself more. I could have lashed out. I could have struck back. But rather than that, you did this balance thing, this adjustment card, right? You took a more composed and resigned, maybe, a more conservative approach, which felt right in the moment. But again, now that it's hours later or days later or whenever you're watching this, now you're starting to think, I should have acted differently. I should have, maybe you're running through many scenarios of what you could have, should have, would have, right? But you didn't. You did this one. Okay. So we kind of have to get over this, because this, I don't think, is really serving you any benefit right now. This, all that is doing is filling you with more anxiety, with more of this nervous energy that is ready to strike, that is ready to lash out. And this is the card that says, look, you keep going over this scenario, building up this nervous energy, this agitation, this turbulence within you. With the fire in the air, what happens when the air gets very warm, it gets just really windy, and it's not very pleasant, right? It's not a calm, cool breeze. It's like a really, kind of scorching heat and a blistering wind, So too much of that is going to build up within you, this nervous energy, and then we're more likely to kind of lash out at people that we don't really intend, right? this could put us really with a hair's trigger. It could really shorten our fuse and shorten our temper. And we're going to be kind of taking it out in little ways with the people around us that don't necessarily deserve it, right? And this could just be with like just snapping at people, being kind of short with people, being easily irritated, easily kind of aggravated, easily annoyed and frustrated. And this will come out with your other family members, or it'll come out with your other coworkers, right? Or your friends. Not necessarily at the person who kind of was at the original situation, right? So the Emperor is someone that, we're not directing any of this fire energy toward. We had our chance. We chose to do a more refined, again, a more balanced, a more composed, I think a more professional reaction, right? To me, that seems like it was the smart move, honestly. But now we have to do something with this fire energy, because this, ruminating on this experience is doing nothing but generating this fire, generating this nervous energy, and it's just compounding, right? And it needs to be discharged somewhere, because if it's not, it's going to just slip out again, like with your other relationships, right? It's going to sneak out when being short with people or, that sort of thing. So we need to do something with that fire energy. Now we've got the fire down here as well with the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is you really wanting to feel like you've bested this person. This is kind of the association with that competitiveness. I think more than feeling like you were disrespected or that you were treated poorly or unfairly by that person, I think you just don't like the thought now that you somehow lost in that interaction, right? That you were not the victor, that you let them get the upper hand, that they came out triumphant. They had the victory there. And that, I think, is what bugs you more than the actual interaction, but it's the fact that they bested you, or they one-upped you, or they asserted their power and their dominance, and you were kind of the, I don't want to say the loser, but that's kind of the idea, right? So with the Six of Wands underneath everything here, this is leading me down this line of you really wanted to be the victor. You wanted to be the better person. You wanted to be the one that came out on top, right? And I think that this, again, is what's bugging you. The fact that they kind of won that interaction, right? So now what do we do? Because this, I think, is the driving force for this Three of Swords, Five of Wands, and this is the driving force for this Eight of Wands, which is that nervous energy that's going to just kind of seep out in our other relationships as the short-temperedness, being easily annoyed, easily frustrated, okay? So we need a clear plan going forward. Okay, what do we do about this? You feel this discontent, you feel this dissatisfaction, and almost this, I don't know what the feeling is. It's not shame, but it's just this this disappointment in ourselves for not having won that interaction, right? For not having bested that situation, right? We in some ways feel like we're weaker than this person now, and we don't like that, okay? So what we need is a strategy. We need a good plan. We need to have this thing well thought out. We need to know kind of in an organized way, what do we do? We can't just keep reliving this energy and getting more and more angry and upset and agitated and anxious. We need some deep breathing exercises. We need a plan. We need a rational outline or blueprint of what we're going to do. How are we going to correct this for our own well-being, right? How are we going to make this right within ourselves? Well, with the earth energy over here, this is kind of telling me that the best way for you to kind of rectify this situation or turn this loss into a win is by you doing the best for your life, by you succeeding beyond your expectation, for you accomplishing your goals. That's the best way for you to prove this person wrong, or for you to overcome the feelings attached to this situation, is by you doing the best that you can, becoming the best that you can, right? And that's kind of what this Six of Swords is telling me, that you're taking all of this fire energy. This is a lot of fire right here, you know? And fire can either burn or it can create. It can either destroy or it can light the way forward, right? It can warm us, it can lead us, guide us, it can attract others to us, you know, that are all kind of, that share in that same fire, that same passion. It doesn't have to be a harmful, dangerous fire. It can be a warm, loving, creative, spiritual fire. So this card is about the transmutation of that, right? Turning this fire that's kind of becoming a negative thing. It's becoming more destructive than it is constructive. We need to flip that, okay? And we turn the fire energy now into fuel, into motivation, into the thrust that we need to move forward, to achieve our goals, to succeed. At the end here, look, we've got the Princess of Discs. This is the end result of it all. This is you showing that person, showing the world that, look, you know, these kinds of petty tyrants, these interactions, these are meaningless because you have such loftier goals and you have your eyes set on such heights that this, you barely notice this anymore, right? This is going to be a distant memory. You may even laugh about it, right? Maybe not, but it's possible. So this is our conscious decision and efforts and our plan and our strategy, our intelligence to switch this fire energy from being destructive to being constructive. Okay? All the while, you're still maintaining this outward professionalism that you kind of started with. But inside, it's just kind of boiling and seething with this fire energy. This is a lot of fire here. So this is really the potential for some intense creativity. This is the fuel and the thrust for your ambition to take you as far as you want to go. Okay? So a situation like this, you can't let it affect your kind of outward appearance, right? Your composure outwardly. You may be really seething and fuming inside, the fire in the air here. But outwardly, you're still very professional. You have just a calm, cool, collected exterior, okay? But you're still making mental notes, right? You're still keeping a tally, keeping a ledger. And I think that this is really now you being able to discern or judge what the appropriate response or reaction is for you to get what you want. Because in the moment, we could have reacted with fire energy at this person, but that's not really producing anything. It's not giving us any advantage, right? It's not doing anything for us. If anything, it might be setting us back. Maybe we get fired, right? Maybe we just cause more disruption in our friend group or in our family. It's not very strategic. It's not very smart. This is the card that is instantaneously weighing those options, right? Discerning, judging how to react, what to do. And we've made the choice now to keep it professional, keep it calm, keep it respectful, right? Take the high road, so to speak. And your road is going so far up to your goals, to the summit of your life, that this person, this situation is going to be a distant memory, right? Barely even on your radar when we get to that height. But what that really is going to take is an Eight of Discs. Using this fire energy, not in one intense wildfire and intense just, burn all at once. It's a slow, steady flame. It's a very slow, deliberate light and nourishment to grow your life. This is the life that, well, they say Rome was not built in a day, right? It's going to take time for you to get to this height that you want to be at. You can't just suddenly tomorrow you come in and you have all of this success and you can kind of be like, hey, look at me now. It's going to be a longer process because it's worthwhile, right? Anything worthwhile is going to take a little bit of time, and it's going to take this attention to detail. This is a very diligent card. This is the card that shows up to work on time every day, or shows up early, maybe stays a little bit later, continues to work harder and harder and harder. Because you have this competitive fire, because you have something to prove, because maybe this interaction with this person reminded you that you have these goals, you have this potential, and damn it, you're going to live up to it, right? So it created this fire. It's this rage and anger almost that is pushing you. It is your ambition, right? But we don't want to burn the whole field down. We need the fire. But if it gets out of hand, it destroys the crops. It can destroy. We don't want it to destroy. So we have to keep our adjustment card. We have to keep that balanced energy. And we have to just use this fire as it's needed in the right proportion, the right measure, to build what we want to build. Okay? Now, we know we're getting to the Princess of Discs, and that's the perfect ending, right? But what the real elephant in the room, I guess, is the Queen of Cups. Okay? Water on water. It's in the position of what you don't want. I think that with this situation, with all this fire and this competitiveness and this kind of we want to show everybody what we've got, with all of this energy going on and this ambition to build your life, to succeed, to be the best in the company that you're in or in your department or just whatever it is, right? To really excel. We have to kind of look at what's going on beneath the surface with you, that all of this energy is present, right? There needs to be a deeper reflection of what's going on within you. Why this is how it is. Why is there so much fire? From top to bottom, look, from top to bottom, you're fire. But going forward, horizontally, we've got to be this calm, balanced air, right? We have to use this water energy to reflect on why it's like that for us. What is going on within us now? The Queen of Cups is, again, water on water. This is like looking at a large pool of water, and we're just seeing the surface reflection, right? We're just getting our face, our reflection. And what does that look like to you? Well, it looks like very steady, balanced air. Very reserved, maybe conservative, maybe very refined, polite, professional, right? Nice, steady, balanced air energy. But this card is saying you have to peek behind the veil. You have to look beneath the surface of the water. A lot of the time, that surface reflection is just so beautiful because the water's so calm on the surface. It's so beautiful that we get immersed in the reflection, and that's all we can see. We have to adjust our eyes a little bit to see beneath the surface because there's something going on deeper within you that explains some of this, of why this is here. Why this person bothered us, right? Why what they did was so bothersome. Why we feel the way we feel after the fact. Why we have so much fire energy. Why we can't let it go. We keep mulling it over, right? Ruminating on it. And why we feel this need to compete or to prove ourselves or to show everybody what we've got by being the absolute best, this kind of overachieving energy that we have. Right? And I'm not saying that it's wrong or bad or to get rid of it, because it's bringing you to very, very lofty heights, right? Very, very high highs, very successful accomplishments. So I don't want you to get rid of that. I want you to achieve everything that you can potentially, right? Everything that you have the potential to be, I want you to be. But I also want you to have that self-reflection, to understand yourself why this is the way it is. Okay? Because I think this will make you even more potent, even more powerful, getting to this Princess of Discs. Now, the Princess of Discs is the card that is giving birth to everything that you could possibly want. Any achievement that you can fathom is already contained in this card. And that Ace of Discs that she's holding, that is each one manifesting. She's just got an endless purse full of coins, one after the other. Anything that you can fathom, she'll pull it out of her purse, out of her robes, out of nature, out of the universe, out of the ether, and manifest it in your life. This is the kind of potential that you have. And it's basically unlimited. Okay? It's limited only by the limits of your imagination. Okay? And so this is really a great card to have. And yes, we're taking this fire energy and we're using it as fuel. So we're turning what's kind of a negative, and we're really turning it into a positive, right? But there's still this need for this water energy. There's still a need to reflect on this, why it is, how it is, what it is, where it comes from. In an effort to know yourself, you will gain even more potential, right? Even more achievements will be possible to you. Let's look at the mystery card. Curious if this might give us a clue as to what is going to be discovered in this water energy. Now, I'm using the borderless Waite Smith, or as I like to say, the Smith Waite tarot deck. It's kind of a small deck, but I like it. It's a little dainty, but the colors are really nice, and I love the borders, the non-borders, and it's got the gilded edges and stuff too. Anyway, I don't know what to expect with this. I wonder if it'll be a 6, maybe, of cups. Could be a 6 of cups. No, it's a Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. See how small those cards are? They're very, very lovely, though. Queen of Pentacles. So, whatever is going on, okay, this is the Princess of Pentacles, and we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So it's kind of an evolution of that energy. This is someone now, you've got the experience achieving things. This is you maybe months or years down the road. You've achieved everything that you want. You're constantly excelling, exceeding, you're achieving, right? But there is still this little tinge of longing or melancholy. If we look at this card, it's almost a dissatisfaction with everything that we've achieved. So there's something going on in this water energy that is saying, look, no matter how much you achieve, no matter how far you go or how high you climb, there's always going to be something missing if we don't connect. Whoops, I can't even hold on to these cards. They're so little. If we don't connect with that water energy, we're going to be missing something. Our achievements are going to lack a little bit of luster, a little bit of that spiritual connection is not going to be there. If we don't do this water investigation, reflection, this depth work right now, all the achievements that we will make are going to be lacking in something. And we're at the end of the day, at the end of our work, life, our years, we're going to have everything that we wanted, but there's still going to be something missing. Because we don't know what we're really, really looking for unless we do this water energy work. Okay? Anyway, we're going to do an extended. If you would like to stick around, just click on the link up here. That'll give you access, Gemini, to all of the extended readings, not just for Gemini, but for all of the zodiac signs. I want to thank you for taking this journey with me, and thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.